Hey everybody, my name is Andres,
I'm Scott.
I'm Abe.
and welcome to Between Two Stands, a show that takes a closer look at the personalities that make up the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Today we're going to do some things a little different. We got a special episode coming up, so we decided to kind of switch things up for this episode. But we figured we would answer some fan mail that's been building up. And one of those messages is from some of our favorite people and some of our biggest fans of the DSO, Dick and Gwen Bowlby. So first of all, hello, Dick and Gwen. You guys are the best, and we miss you.
And we love the Bolbies.
Yeah, we miss you.
They're always sitting up in the first box, and they're just it's a
Yeah,
great,
they always have the biggest smiles on their faces,
Yeah.
and you just every
Great
time they're there, you just
relationship.
look over and wave.
yeah, awesome relationship. So they asked if you were given the task of programming a concert, what selections would you make to create your perfect event? Abe, you want to go first, or Scott? Scott, you go first.
We discussed this a little bit, and I think that it like some parameters might be necessary because like an event is such a broad term. But I was thinking like just the musical programming, and I'm thinking for a symphony concert it might be a little bit different for a chamber concert. So like for a symphony orchestra concert, our typical program runs overture, concerto, intermission, symphony. And so if I wanted to have like a perfect event, I think the overture might be something kind of light, like overture to Magic Flute. Like love some Mozart to get things started. I think that's like a nice energetic
Appetizer.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
And then if for the concerto. Now this is just kind of off my head right now. Like I feel like these programs change just based on mood and everything else. But let me think. For the concerto, I do love the Dvorak cello concerto.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one.
Great horn writing too.
It is great horn writing.
Yeah.
And then on the second half, I might not do a symphony. I might do some like a large work. And for me, it's really hard to beat the Prokofiev like scenes from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, that's
I think
great.
you could
That's
do-
great.
That's a good program.
And you can make it like as long or short as you want with all the different selections, as long as you include some of the best hits. So I think that would be my orchestral program for a really nice night.
I would attend that concert, Scott.
Nailed it.
That's it.
So I'll go. So I'll think a little bit more selfish here. Like, what would be my perfect night?
Excellent.
And no, it wouldn't be a night off. So maybe so. Listen, I like a Mozart symphony. It usually means we would have the first half off. So yeah, let's do like something light Mozarty, and let's just say another classical concerto that doesn't have percussion on the first half. So then I roll up on intermission, and now something big, man. Like I actually like Romeo and Juliet. I like Shostakovich 11. Something that has a lot of percussion, and honestly, La Mer has some amazing sounds that percussion. Petrushka, Miraculous Mandarin, just something that has like a lot of energy and something that requires that's fun for percussion to play. So that would be ideal. I did want to know, because they said what would be the perfect event. We do this thing that Mysterium. We were talking about Mysterium, and I think that's such a great event, and it's something that I enjoy playing, and I would enjoy attending because it kind of caters to a different concert going audience and a different vibe. Like, there's different performances happening in different parts of the hall, and you kind of have these appetizers and cocktails and kind of rotate, and it's a very much a immersive concert experience, which I feel like I enjoy personally. So I would like to see more of that kind of stuff because it's just it's fun. It's different. So if we're talking
You know, it
about
was
an
fun.
event,
So last year, we did the Mendelssohn Octet at Mysteria, and we did the first movement of the Mendelssohn Octet, and we sat around the audience. And so even though it sort of complicated our ability to play together because one person was 25 feet away and another person was 15, the audience sat in the middle and was just bombarded with sound.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And I think people loved it.
Yeah.
So, Andres, do you think that that's like an important thing for having an extra special event? If you can do something that's a little bit less conventional and you can change the patterns that people are expecting in the concert?
Within reason. I mean, not just to change it, but I think something like that is great because, especially maybe some of the younger people don't necessarily want to listen to a 2.5 hour concert sitting in a chair doing the same thing. I mean, I can, I enjoy it. Sometimes I can't, so it'd be nice to have that option to, be able to socialize. It's a social thing, right? Like some people want to go out to socialize. So, you listen to a piece, talk, have a drink, whatever, go to the next piece. So I think something like that that's very curated and thought out is great. You know what I mean? I'm not saying switch it up just to switch it up, but I do think we should start thinking about different ways we present music, because the times are changing, man. We gotta adapt and get people excited about it more. So I feel like that's a way to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that we can also still keep those 2.5 hour concerts. Just having
Totally,
that is
totally.
a great thing, but then a new way to enter that environment.
Exactly.
If you are more engaged with something else, that could be really interesting.
Yeah, especially because sometimes if you're not used to the 2.5 hour concert, it can be pretty daunting.
Yeah.
To sort of bring people in a little bit.
Yeah.
Slowly or in a different way.
Exactly. Exactly. And Abe, what about you?
Well, I mean, I agree with you about the type of event like Mysterium for the Next Gen group. As far as a symphonic concert, honestly, I'm just going to repeat one of my favorite concerts I ever went to. Rachmaninoff, Isle of the Dead.
Oh, that's
which
great.
I've never played before, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beethoven First Piano Concerto.
Very nice.
To end, and then Prokofiev Romeo and Juliet was actually on the concert, but I'm going to switch it up and say Shasti Tet.
Oh, nice. That's great, man. Those are great.
Yeah.
I would see that concert too.
So I almost want to change it up and have like, what would be the concert you would most dread playing?
Oh God. I mean, we've talked about this on previous.
You really
shows.
want to do like Bruckner Symphony
Yeah,
Zero.
Bruckner, the one symbol note. Honestly, personally, I know people like this piece, and our principal Joe is fantastic at it. I have absolutely no desire to play Bolero, none. Like, that's just something that I like. It's like you have to be focused for too long, but also it's like a weird kind of focus. It's like this focus of like, not zoning out. You know what I mean? So that one, I could do without that one.
Yeah, that's one of those pieces where it's really hard to like sit back and immerse yourself in what you're playing.
Exactly.
You really have to be on your game.
I 100% agree. It's just it's a much nicer piece to listen to than to play.
Yeah.
And that has its merit in other ways. But
Ravel wrote so many incredible pieces, and that's what he's like famous for. But whatever. Hey, it's okay if you like Bolero, keep liking Bolero.
Well, I did the trivia about maladies a few weeks ago, and Ravel had this condition where he was like sort of obsessed with repetition.
Yeah.
And that piece certainly shows it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We got in the mind of Ravel.
Yeah, for me, there's a piece by Sibelius called "The Bard," And it is, I think it's about 10 minutes long. It's just this tone poem that he wrote, and he wrote several and many of them are good. And Saga is pretty good. I mean, yeah, quite a few of them are pretty good. I think Pajola's Daughter, very nice pieces. The Bard, it just doesn't go anywhere. I'm not exactly sure. It's like the Bard was reading a story to himself in the corner. I don't know what the piece was supposed to say, but it just didn't say it to me.
Yeah.
And that, maybe I missed the point, but that's one of my pieces.
Yeah. Abe, what's your what's one that you might take a week off for?
I'm trying to think of which pieces I have taken a week off for. I don't know. It's sort of a tough one because I especially in the context of this, we're talking about this, I miss playing in the orchestra so much that I probably at this point I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
But we did that piece.
Safe
Become
answer,
Ocean.
Abe. Safe answer, Abe.
Yeah. We did that piece, Become Ocean, last year.
Yeah.
And we talked about it with the stage setup, and I actually really like the piece. It's sort of a much different vibe to listen to.
Yeah.
But it was exhausting to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we had 3 or 4 bars rest at most.
Yeah.
To put our arms down, and otherwise we're just long sustained notes and our shoulders. I mean, my shoulders were just really hurting at the end of that.
That was the most notes I've ever played in a concert. It was just biggity 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 biggity.
Yeah.
For
And
how long was it? An hour? Hour 15?
It was 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
Felt like an hour.
And
and
it's
a half.
such a cool soundscape, but it was just exhausting to play. And so I think those are the types of things where I sort of, I don't dread playing them, but it's, I just know it's going to hurt at the end.
Well, I remember doing the dress rehearsals and the run-throughs. It's you got to gear up, man. It's okay, here we go. And it's this focus that you can't lose until the piece is over,
Right.
Because
and you can't save yourself for the concert either. You really have to, practice that focus.
And there's nothing in that piece like that. There's not much to latch onto. So if you do get lost, it's pretty bad. It's not good.
It's never good.
It's never good, but
pieces where we see at the end if you get lost. Yeah.
Well, so
wait, sorry. That piece, it's the whole concept of it is to have nothing go on. It's sort of the soundscape without the formation of other ideas. The soundscape sort of gradually changes, and it takes you through that for a long time. And I kind of equate it to try to walk or run a mile as slowly as you can, and that is sort of the experience of playing it. It's kind of difficult, but in a very different way. That it just takes so much focus, and it's difficult to do.
But that being said, it really, I think from the listener's perspective, it's a cool way of showing what the ocean could sound like. It's this massive, it's this massive entity, kind of moving. I kind of picture kelp in the forest, kind of swaying, it's such a cool audio experience,
and the audience, the audience loved it, and, rightly so.
I hope we can maybe put a little sample of it in there, because it's cool, maybe a few minutes or maybe not a few minutes, but a few seconds. Put the whole thing in there. Screw it. Well, listen, let's we're gonna do some trivia, but let's shoot over to Larry's joke of the week and see what he has for us.
So sad to say I broke my finger last week. On the other hand, I'm okay.
All right, so this week I thought we would do some conductor trivia. A little bit more themed than usual. All right, ready?
I'm not gonna do well on this one, but I'm ready.
I don't know how I'm gonna do. This could be interesting.
Okay, so to buzz in, you guys have to say I don't know. Johann Sebastian Bach. Let's keep it.
Okay, that's good.
Keep it simple.
That's
okay.
good.
So, this famous conductor is the child of a Jewish distiller and tavern keeper in a village called Kalisht in what is now part of the Czech Republic.
So he was a tavern keeper?
I'll get, his father was a tavern
Oh,
keeper.
his father was a tavern keeper.
Living?
No.
Any hints? Any hints?
So in his lifetime, he was regarded as a very famous conductor, and his music became more prominent after his death.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
No.
That's
He's
how
not. He wasn't Jewish.
You said
So
that's how we buzz in.
Oh. I don't know why I did that. Okay.
I mean, is it Mahler?
It is Mahler.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, I thought he was Austrian, though. I thought he was Austrian. But you said Czech.
Well, it's now part of the Czech Republic.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good guess. Good
I
guess.
didn't want it to have it be too easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So this question is reminiscent of the early music history class that I guess I was the only one who had to take at Rice. So
I might have taken it, but maybe I wasn't there for that day.
So this conductor in the 17th century died from a conducting injury. He stabbed himself in the foot, and the injury became infected.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yes.
Lully.
Yes.
Wow. Very nice, Scott.
Yeah. So to give a little context for some of our listeners, conductors used to actually keep time with a staff on the podium. And while he was doing this, stabbed himself in the foot, and he refused to have his foot amputated because he loved dancing and died from the infection.
I love that story. It's dark, but I always think that's very funny.
I wonder if people were laughing on stage when that happened.
It must have been pretty rough. Like, he must have really got himself.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, now it's understandable why people use batons.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Well, they would use the staff to like beat the time, right? It was like
right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is one of my favorite things that happens in live performance anyway, when the baton gets like out of the hands of the conductor and it kind of like goes flying into the orchestra. It happens every now and then, it'll hit the stand that's holding the conductor's score, and it'll just go flying. Every time.
It's great.
Well, you have a perfect cue for that. I'm sure you just see, like, every once in a while you see a bunch of people just duck very suddenly.
Yeah. Well, then we see like,
or the baton, like.
Yeah.
And then we see like the second violinist just kind of, here you go, like give it to him. That's always funny. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Honestly, I feel like it's easy for it to fly out more often.
Yeah. Well, there was a conductor I played under who insisted that the concertmaster folder have a piece of tape with a baton in it because I guess he had sweaty hands and would lose his baton quite often.
Wow.
So
why don't they just tape it to their hands? That seems like a good solution,
It's like Edward Baton Hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. I am going to move on now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this conductor was rejected from the Juilliard conducting program while already studying there as a violinist, and was recently featured on NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me in a quiz about superconductors.
No idea.
I mean, I'll guess. Johann Sebastian Bach. Is it Jaap van Zweden?
No.
Okay.
It was. Are you gonna guess, Andres?
No.
Marin Alsop.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
Awesome.
I actually don't know. I don't know if Jaap was.
Well, I don't know if he went to Juilliard because it seems like he was engaged with the Concertgebouw as concertmaster pretty young.
Right.
So
Took up conducting later.
right,
Yeah.
right. So that wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense. But I was just thinking violinist conductors and like who was in New York because of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Good guess. Good educated guess.
all right. So, this conductor was a fairly divisive figure. Many consider them to be one of the greats of their generation, but was once described by a musician as the Screaming Skull.
Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yes.
Toscanini.
No.
Ah.
Although that is a very good guess. Based on stories that I've heard, we can tell another time on the show.
The Screaming Skull? I don't know. I have no idea.
George Schulte.
Oh, yeah,
Gotcha.
that's also a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
Because he used to like yell over the orchestra while he was conducting, I believe, in rehearsals.
That's what I heard.
The Screaming
Yeah.
Skull. That's a cool. That's a great vision. Like scene. Like I could just.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had a good friend who studied in Chicago, where Schulte was music director for years and years. He told me a story about how a lot of times you would see Schulte give like the thumbs up to the brass section, which the brass section of the Chicago Symphony was quite good and loud. They played with a full loud sound often, and apparently it wasn't the thumbs up, like good job. It was more like, no, it's only one forte. Like instead of being like,
Well, he should. That's his bad, dude. That's his bad. He should have researched what that meant. Like, oh man.
yeah.
Like if you give
All
someone
right.
if you give someone the finger and you're like, why'd you do that? And be like, no, I just mean like, hey, like
It's just one.
just one, just one,
Yeah,
just one,
just one forte.
one forte. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna try that next time.
Yeah, we'll have to let. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so this is going to be my favorite question, and I hope you guys are ready for it. This conductor is being featured next week as our guest on Between Two Stands, and was recently announced as Detroit's new music director.
I think we might need a moment.
Yeah.
Do we need to cut to a joke by Larry real quick?
Yeah. Let's cut to another joke by Larry.
Okay.
I accidentally swallowed a bunch of Scrabble tiles. Ugh. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
Okay. If you don't mind, can I get on the board for this one, Scott?
Yeah, I think you got to answer this one.
My guess is Yader Binyamini.
Yes. Great job, Andre.
Yes, the one
Yeah.
question I knew. I should hope I know who our music director is.
So, some of you may know that we just wrapped up a week of the DSO Summer Institute, where we invited a bunch of young pre-professional musicians to study with members of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. And as part of this institute, the musicians of the orchestra led a series of panel discussions, ranging from auditions and how to succeed, orchestral etiquette, mental health, and then finally a discussion panel with our new maestro, which we will be hosting. So we are super excited about this, and tune in next week for a very special Between Two Stands episode.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah.